towards paddock and up towards grid.
Hello everybody, Suffolk Andy here. Well, just finished work, a couple of hours early, so now on my way home. Going to take a little bit of a detour, but not far, so it's not going to be a big old blog. I didn't think I could blog today because I thought I was all tied up, and I got a little slot in the middle, you know, for an hour. So, but this one's purely bike, none of that old history stuff. Purely bike. I was watching a blog last night from a guy called Calm Baker, and he'd gone to a petrol station to see if they'd make him take his crash helmet off. Well, I've seen lots of this on the YouTube. Well, I did have an experience of this, and it's the only time in my biking life that ever happened to me. About 4 years ago, it's quite a while ago now, I went to Hind Garrick at Braintree, the other side of Colchester. Went to the shop and had a look round and that, bloody expensive, but there you go. I came out of there and thought, well, I'm getting a bit short of fuel. And there was a huge great garage. There's two big roundabouts outside, and there's a huge great garage there. Can't remember what one it was. Wee, lovely. And come my favourite hill, everybody. There's a lot of cars here today, so I can't freaking blog it up here, I think. Oh, you might as well. Lovely. Anyway, so I went to this garage and went to this garage and, you know, pulled up as you do. Now, I'm not one of these people who sit on my bike and put the nozzle in and, you know, do it that way. I always get off and I always take one glove off, you know, so I can get to the nozzle and get me wallet and all that sort of stuff, as you do. Anyway, took my glove off and there's a lot of sort of cells out. Took my glove off and got the nozzle, undone my cap, stuck the nozzle in, started to pump. And I'd pumped about 50p, and the pump stopped. Dunk. I thought, it's freaking weird. So you're pulling all out the old handle there and nothing happening. Then I heard somebody over the antennae, you know, speaking. I thought, what the hell's that? And I kept trying this bloody pump, and I kept looking around, and then this bloke was sort of pointing at me, you know, well, like that, you know. And then over the antennae again it came, sorry, we can't serve you petrol unless you take your crash helmet off. And I'll tell you now, mate, I was so friggin' bloody roiled. I thought, I'm not having this, you know, I'm just not having it. So you know, stormed over there. And what's this bloke doing with his one brake light? Oh, there's one going that way. Stormed over there and went in. And there was about 6 or 7 people in the queue. So I went straight to the front of the queue and I said, what's happening, mate? And he said, oh, we can't serve you if you've got a crash helmet on. So I said, well, what difference does it make? He said, it's company policy. So I got me 50p out, slapped it on the counter. Then I looked at all the people in there and I said, can I all ask you a question? And they all looked sheepishly at me, you know. Sort of like, ooh, you know, what's he going to do? He's a biker, you know. And I said, you people, I said, I've just been refused petrol here. I said, if I was a Muslim woman wearing a burqa, would he have stopped me having petrol? Would he have said over the antennae, you can't have petrol unless you take your crash helmet off? And they all looked at me and went, well, come on then, what, you know, what do you think? And they went, no, you're right, mate. Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't have done that. So I looked at the bloke, I slammed a 50p down and said, I won't say what I'm saying because I'm trying not to swear, and stormed out of the place. Well, that was my experience of taking my crash helmet off when I get petrol. Now, I have been told in Ipswich there is one garage that will insist that you take it off. I never go there because I know if I did, I'd go friggin' ballistic, you know, absolutely friggin' ballistic. So I don't go there. Now, I watched one of the big bloggers was at Von Grumble, and he got a vid on there where he got stopped from getting petrol, but he had a balaclava on underneath. So he took his helmet off, goes in, and all you can see is his eyes. Got a balaclava on, and they still served him, even though you couldn't even tell who the hell he was. They still served him. Well, the other day in the we got a paper here called the Evening Star. It's a bit of a joke of a paper, really, you know, local paper. These roads are very wet and muddy. Yeah, so it's a bit of a joke of a paper, and they had a section in there, or a news story as they would call it, and they called it biking. So I thought, what the hell is this? That must be something about biking. Well, apparently the word they use for people who turn up at petrol stations and nick petrol, they call it biking. But it's got nothing to do with biking, nothing at all. So when you actually read that, you thought that was all about bikers pinching petrol. Now, bikers don't pinch petrol no more than cars pinch petrol. So why do they call it biking? I don't get it. It's putting a bad name on biking. They should call it something else, you know. They should call it something else. Biking is not the friggin' word. I think I've done quite well today, actually. I haven't sworn once. So that's my little go on about petrol and taking the hack, your crash helmet off. I'd feel fucking mad if they tried it again on me, but that's the way it is. Right, I watched a couple of vids today, and I know I'm rumbling on, I know, but I'm not far from home. So yeah, I watched a couple of vids today. One was the Calm Biker. He's a new blogger, like me really, and he went to a petrol station and tried to see if he'd get stopped taking, he had to take his crash out, or if he didn't, so he was okay. And the other one is a guy I really do enjoy. Is that Ninja? I'm sorry if I get your name wrong, mate. I'll put it up on the video. My old night terror friend. And like the vids, mate, really do. You make me laugh. You're a little bit like Tall Man, Small Bike. You make me laugh as well. Now coming into here. Oh, and the uncanny thing was, the grumpy old guy who lives at Malden? It was so strange. He actually sent me a message saying, Andy, he said, I don't live far from you. I only live at Malden, which is, 25 miles from here, not far. He said, I'd like to meet up one day for a coffee, I think that's nice of him, I'll do that. And then he said, I used to work at Ipswich. I used to work at Tullycobbled. Well, Tullycobbled was one of the biggest brewers of beer in this part of the world when they were still here. They're gone now, but at the time they owned loads of pubs and whatever. And he said, I used to be a drayman on there. Small world. So did I. I don't know when you was there, mate, but I was only there a couple of years. I used to work on the Loading Bay with a bloke called, I think he was in charge, his name was Muggeridge. Liked to drink a lot. And then I went on the drays, not very long on. I was only on the drays for a couple of 3 months before I left there, or before I got the sack from there, basically. But that was another story. So a small world, mate. So we'll have to see what years you were there and see what years I was there and see if we can compare notes. You know? Good stuff, mate. Gravedigger. Bloody bats hanging up in the middle of the night with them bloody bulbous eyes. That reminded me of that bloody insect in Italy. Shut the crap out of me. And I'll tell you what, mate, I wouldn't have been happy in there with that little old torch. Had the moustache, mate, made you look like a hillbilly. You know, one of these hillbilly programs they have in America, you know, which we all watch now, you know. But I'm glad I haven't got to grow one. My stepdaughter Amy, she watched it this morning and said, my God, that is one hell of a beard. Keep them coming, mate. I enjoy everything you do. Anyway, I'm nearly home now. I've rambled on enough. The old wind is blowing up. I ain't got a lot of petrol after my ride out yesterday. So, safe riding, boys and girls. It's Suffolk Andy here, and even the lights have changed for me. Look, what could be better? I can even set up. There's a car going to come out of here. No. Oh, P.S. Had a lot of problems yesterday with the with my video editor. Put a big black frame around my vid. I don't know why. Tried to get it off. Didn't come off. But tried. I don't know if anybody's got any ideas, or anybody got any ideas on better video editing than the Windows one. I've just got the standard one, and it's very basic. You know, I don't want anything too elaborate, because I'm not the best guy in the world for technology, but I can learn at parrot fashion sometimes. But anyway, if anybody's got any ideas on that black band round and how to get rid of it, or why it's caused, or whatever, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, another goodbye from me, Suffolk Andy.